Let me ask you a question. Are you a high achiever or just another excuse-making nobody? Because the truth is 99% of people lie to themselves daily about why they're not successful. But there's a secret that separates the winners from the whiners, and today I'm ripping the lid off it. Most people talk about success, but high achievers bleed for it. They don't wait for permission. They execute. They dominate. If you've ever felt like you're stuck at the bottom while others rise to the top, this video is your wake-up call. I'm not here to pat you on the back. I'm here to shove you toward greatness. High achievers don't negotiate with weakness. They don't coddle themselves. They don't ask, how do I feel today? Or say, maybe tomorrow. That's the language of losers. That's the internal dialogue of mediocrity. If those words are still in your vocabulary, then you're not serious about success. You're addicted to your own BS. You're lying to yourself every single day. And worse, you're believing it. High achievers don't play that game. They kill their excuses like pests. They don't let weakness breathe. They suffocate it with action. You say you're tired? So what? You say you don't have time? Make time. You say life's not fair? You're right, it's not, and no one cares. The world doesn't hand out rewards to the most comfortable, it hands them to the most committed. That means you've got to stop rationalizing your inaction and start doing the damn work. Because while you're busy justifying your laziness, someone else is grinding, building, executing, and eventually dominating everything you thought you deserved. Let me tell you what excuses really are. They're lies dressed up as logic. They feel good in the moment. They make you feel safe, they make you feel justified, but they also make sure you stay broke, average, and irrelevant. Excuses are mental candy for cowards. High achievers spit them out. They don't feed their mind garbage. They feed it pressure, challenge, and urgency. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you train your brain to delay greatness. Every time you hit snooze instead of hitting the gym, you reinforce weakness. And guess what? Weakness compounds just like wealth. It grows, it spreads, it infects everything. Until one day you wake up and realize you're years behind. Stuck in a life you never wanted because you kept choosing comfort over commitment. Execution doesn't care if you had a rough childhood. It doesn't care if you didn't sleep last night. It doesn't care if you're stressed, scared, or unsure. Execution only rewards the ones who show up and perform. Period. High achievers understand that. That's why they don't wait for motivation, they manufacture it. They don't let emotion drive the car, discipline does. They get it done whether they feel like it or not. The difference between winning and losing isn't talent, it isn't luck. It's who can silence the voice in their head saying, I can't. High achievers bury that voice 6 feet under. They replace it with one question. What needs to be done right now? And then they do it. Again. And again. And again. Until the results are undeniable. So kill your excuses. Burn them. Bury them. Starve them of oxygen. Because as long as you keep feeding them, you're feeding failure. And you can't build an empire on excuses. You build it on execution. You build it by doing the hard things day after day, whether you like it or not. You want to be great? Prove it. No more reasons. No more stories. No more BS, just results. Success doesn't come wrapped in a warm blanket. It lives in discomfort. And if you're serious, dead serious, about becoming a high achiever, then you better get used to living in the pressure cooker. You think millionaires, billionaires, titans of industry, hell, even elite athletes got where they are by staying comfortable? Absolutely not. They got there because they were willing to suffer longer, harder, and more strategically than everyone else. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort. They run from it like it's fire. They want everything to be easy, convenient, and safe. They crave predictability, routine, and soft landings. That's why they live average lives, because they operate by average rules. But high achievers, they're cut from a different cloth. They seek out discomfort. They invite it. Why? Because they understand that pressure, pain, and challenge are not enemies. They're the gym for your soul. They're the battleground where your next level is born. Discomfort is the test. It's the filter that separates the wannabes from the warriors. Every time you step into a new challenge, every time you push yourself past your limits, you're building something that can't be bought. Mental toughness. And mental toughness is the one currency every high achiever hoards. When things get tough, most people fold like cheap lawn chairs. But the greats, they smile in the storm. They don't just survive chaos, they thrive in it. Look, if you want to stay in your little bubble, go ahead, keep choosing comfort and watch your dreams rot. But if you want real success, the kind that puts your name in rooms long after you're gone, then you better start doing the things that make your stomach turn. Wake up earlier than you want. Take the meeting you're afraid of. Have the conversation you've been dodging. Work when you're tired. Grind when no one's watching. Embrace the discomfort until it becomes your normal. And here's the truth, most people won't tell you. It never gets easier. The pressure just changes shape, but you get stronger. Every time you lean into discomfort instead of running from it, you build a version of yourself that's more dangerous, more focused, and more unstoppable. And that's exactly what separates high achievers. They don't pray for things to get easier. They sharpen themselves so they can handle harder. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop looking for motivation. The only thing you need is a decision to show up, to execute, to do the damn thing even when everything in you screams to quit. That's the price of greatness. That's the tax high achievers pay every single day. So do you want to stay soft, safe, and forgettable? Or are you ready to get uncomfortable and earn your seat at the top? Because up there, it's cold, it's brutal, and only the relentless survive. You don't dabble your way to domination. High achievers are obsessed. They don't try success, they marry it. It's 24/7. If you're not dreaming about your goals, if you're not waking up hungry to win, you're not even in the game. This isn't about balance. This isn't about finding time. High achievers don't find time, they make time. They carve their future out of every damn second of every day. They eat, sleep, and breathe their mission. While others scroll through social media, binge Netflix, or hit snooze for the 5th time, high achievers are moving the needle. They're sending emails at midnight. They're reviewing strategy on a Sunday. They're training when no one's watching, practicing when no one's clapping, and building when everyone else is relaxing. Let me be brutally clear. If you're not obsessed, you will get outpaced because someone out there is hungrier than you. Someone's sacrificing more. Someone's willing to bleed for their dream while you're still thinking about it. Obsession is the price you pay to rise to the top. And if that sounds extreme to you, then you're not ready. High achievers don't want it to be easy, they want it to be worth it. They embrace the grind because the grind sharpens them. It separates them from the herd. It kills the weak and exposes the fake. Obsession turns you into a machine. You stop caring about other people's opinions. You stop needing validation. You become ruthless with your time, your energy, your focus. People will call you intense. Good, let them. That's a compliment. That's confirmation you're on the right path, because while the average wastes time chasing dopamine hits, you're chasing greatness. And greatness doesn't come to the interested. It comes to the committed. You can't casually chase a dream and expect legendary results. That's fantasy. And fantasies are for spectators. Obsession is for champions. Kobe, Look at every top performer in any field, sports, business, music, warfare. They weren't half in, they were obsessed. Kobe Bryant was in the gym at 4 a.m. Elon Musk slipped on the factory floor. Michael Jordan didn't just want to win, he wanted to crush anyone who stood in his way. That's the mindset. That's the standard. That's what it takes. So stop asking if you have what it takes. That's the wrong question. The real question is, are you willing to give everything? Are you willing to endure ridicule, sacrifice comfort, go all in, even when the results aren't instant? Because that's what obsession demands. Not motivation, not inspiration, obsession. The fire that doesn't burn out, the focus that doesn't fade, the drive that doesn't need to be reminded, reposted, or recharged. When you live like that, you don't need to chase success. It chases you. Because obsession makes you unstoppable. It turns doubt into fuel. It turns pain into power. It turns your vision into reality. So either get obsessed or get out of the way. Look around you. Look hard. Who are you spending your time with? Who are the voices whispering in your ear? Are they pushing you to become the best version of yourself, or are they pulling you down into the pit of mediocrity with them? I'll tell you the brutal truth. Your environment is either your greatest asset or your deadliest enemy. And for most people, it's the damn enemy. If you're surrounded by losers, by complainers, by excuse makers, by people who play it safe, then you will become one of them. Not because you're weak, but because no one is immune to influence. High achievers understand this. They don't casually hang out. They curate their environment with the precision of a surgeon. Every conversation, every interaction, every voice matters. You think you can grow in an environment where average is accepted, where no one's hungry, where no one's obsessed with winning? That's a fantasy. Winners are built in high-pressure zones. You want to elevate? You need to place yourself where excellence is the minimum requirement, not a rare exception. I've seen it over and over again. Talented people stuck because they're loyal to the wrong crowd, because they're afraid to outgrow their friends, because they're scared to be alone for a season. But let me tell you this. Temporary loneliness is better than permanent mediocrity. Cut the damn dead weight. You don't owe anyone your future. If they're not pushing you to be better, they're pulling you to be worse. High achievers don't apologize for outgrowing people. They don't feel guilty for leveling up. They understand that elevation requires separation. You want to be great? Get in rooms that demand more from you, that intimidate you, that make you question whether you even belong. Because those are the rooms where you grow. Stop expecting to reach your next level while clinging to people who gave up on theirs. You can't soar while dragging anchors. You can't climb while you're chained to comfort. The people around you should be an extension of your ambition, not a reflection of your fears. You think billionaires hang out with broke thinkers? You think champions train with couch potatoes? Hell no. They seek out killers, winners, obsessives. They surround themselves with pressure, accountability, and intensity, because that's the environment where greatness is forged. If your environment isn't challenging you, it's destroying you. It's either forcing you to grow or lulling you to sleep. So ask yourself right now, who around me is feeding my hunger and who's feeding my doubt? Answer that honestly and then act. Ruthlessly. This is your life, not a rehearsal. You want to be a high achiever? Then stop playing house with mediocrity. Burn the safety net. Cut the cords. And build a world around you that screams, win or die trying. That's the environment you need. That's how you rise. Perfection is one of the greatest lies ever sold to weak-minded people. It's the comfort blanket of cowards who are too afraid to get punched in the face by life. Let me make this brutally clear. Perfection is procrastination wearing a fancy suit. It's the story you tell yourself to justify your lack of action. High achievers don't sit around fine-tuning every detail until it's flawless. They pull the damn trigger and fix the aim mid-fight. They understand that momentum beats mastery every single time. If you're waiting for the right time, the perfect idea, the flawless plan, you've already lost. There's no such thing as the right time. There's only right now. You think the world's most successful people had it all figured out before they took their first step? Hell no. They moved with what they had, made mistakes, learned fast, and kept swinging. They launched messy, they adjusted, they evolved in real time. Success is not a clean, tidy staircase. It's a chaotic brawl, and only the aggressive survive. Taking massive, imperfect action means you're willing to fall flat on your face and get back up without crying about it. You build confidence through motion, not meditation. Through risk, not retreat. And when you move fast, when you take bold steps without waiting for validation, you create a feedback loop of progress. You learn by doing, by failing, by bleeding. That's where real growth is forged. In the fire of action, not in the fantasy of planning. Most people don't have a lack of knowledge. They have a lack of guts. They know what to do, they just won't move. Why? Because they're afraid of judgment, afraid of looking stupid, afraid of failing in front of others. But let me tell you something. You either look foolish temporarily or stay mediocre forever. Those are your options. High achievers don't fear failure, they weaponize it. Every stumble is a lesson. Every crash is a course correction. They never let the fear of doing it wrong stop them from doing it at all. Speed is a killer advantage. While others are thinking it over, high achievers are already 10 steps deep into execution. They're learning faster, adjusting faster, winning faster, and by the time the perfectionist finishes their precious plan, the executor owns the market. You can't steer a parked car. You have to get in motion. That's the truth the weak don't want to hear. But if you want to rise above average, you better tattoo this on your soul. Done is better than perfect. Action beats analysis. Movement conquers fear. You weren't born to play it safe. You weren't built for the sidelines. You were made to charge, to stumble, to rise, and to conquer. So stop obsessing over the how and start attacking with everything you got. Take massive, messy, fearless action, because perfection won't build your empire, but execution will. Listen, champions aren't born, they're built in the trenches. The secret? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's execution. Ruthless, relentless, no compromise execution. You want to be a high achiever? Start acting like one, get off your ass, and go take what's yours. If this lit a fire in your gut, good. Now subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with someone who's still asleep. You're done playing small. It's time to execute like your life depends on it, because it does. No more excuses. Let's fucking go.